The old man will. The old man will. The old man will. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality restricted from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
This thing. All right, guys. Fix that. All right. Sorry. Old man builds. They're playing around, man. Thing wasn't muted a minute ago, so I get from moving. All right. My cat's dropping a deuce right now just as we start the show. What a fun thing, man. Just as we get going, man. All right. So, anyway, just checking in with everybody, man, this today on Monday, seeing what's going on. A couple things going on over here with me, just working on some stuff, getting some stuff ready for the printer. Worked out some new code for the printer so that we can make the center of our bifilar coil bigger. I wanted to do that so that we could put it on post and be able to run dowels through it, because it's no good material to do it other than wood. That's cost effective and be able to do it. So I widened those all to 3/4 of an inch, and that's the size of dowel we're using for the center now. So we'll be doing prints on those. That'll fire up on my channel for 3D printing. I'll drop that in here on Wednesday, and we can get that going. And then hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that wire I ordered is going to be here soon. Been waiting for a while, kind of backed up. They said they had some problems with shipping, and then hopefully it's fixed. So we'll be doing that, doing some Rodin coil stuff on the other channel, and doing some wiring for the geometry coils, which I think everybody's just interested in. So that's kind of what's going on there. There's a couple things that are some house cleaning issues I need to get to here in a little bit, and some reasons to tell you. But let's just check in on everybody, man, see what's up. I gotta fix that muted issue, man. I don't know what's going on there. There you go, Andrew. Made it to the chat first, brother. Right on, man. Good neighbor Paul's over here taking care of me, man, bringing me some cool stuff, man. Always taking care of me. My neighbor's an awesome person, man. So, what's up, Darren? Yeah, spoiled rotten. Well, sometimes not. We all do good things for each other, man. That's what makes the world go round. Let's see. The missile strike video on the balloon. It's a crystal, by the way. Let's see. It says pixel about it. Zoomed in really close. Definitely a crystal, not a balloon. Some weird stuff happening, man, especially with that 3i Atlas coming through. And then there's another one that came through, and then there's several more. We're hitting a big run here of stuff coming through our solar system. What's up, Dennis? What's going on, Crypto Builders? Man, got some cool stuff going on there. Oh, man. Yeah, my cat dropped a deuce, man. Wow, right as the show started, I knew it. Okay, muted, yeah, figured it out. What's up, Joe? Tested a magnifying glass on the MF. We'll look that up later if you got a short on the Dennis. What's going on, man? All right. What's up, Papa Bale? Papa Bale's doing good work, man. He's over there taking care of some cool pulse motors, man. I like the video that he did with his capacitor bank and how he's running to the loop on it and stuff like that. That was right on, man. I love that video. I like it when he explains the magnets and stuff because the magnets are a pain in the butt, dude. There's no getting around it. I tried to do that little thing with the magnet and the wheel. I'm not very good at it, and it just going to take some time and getting used to what's going on there. A lot of little forces that go on with magnets that suck. And I know Papa Bale and then Mike over at the Faraday Research Channel does a really good job with their motors, and I'm willfully behind on all of it. So that is an absolute fact. What's up, Johnny, man? What's going on, brother? Oh, man. Okay. Take off your manifold and drill a broken off stud. Ooh. You got to get a tap. You get one of those taps, you drill it, you throw it in there, man. It runs in reverse, and it'll pull that stud right out. Get yourself some something to loosen it. You know what I mean? Some anti-seize kind of thing, and then throw it in there, man. That might work out for you a little bit. Right on, brother. Yeah, you guys are all better than I am at this stuff. Let's just say it that way. Yeah, an easy out. There you go. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You cut it, you drill it, and then you put it in there, and as you turn it in, it tightens it. And then when you pull it out, man, it just yanks it out. Things are beautiful. My brother showed me that a long time ago, man. I never forgot. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not sure what you're referencing to. If it's your motor, man, I think you absolutely got it, and you're right there on the pulse motor. The rain is gone for now. Yeah, Papa, if you want to, man, at some point in the future, if you'd like to come on as a guest, man, and just hang out with us for a little bit, man, talk about your motors and what's going on, dude. I absolutely love to have you. I'll put my email here. There you go. There's my email address. Just send me an email, man, if it's something that interests you. Let's see. Right on, brother. We'll set that up because I think that'd be awesome, man. So, all right. Since everybody's in now, man, I just need to address something real quick. And I don't want it to go any further. That's why I'm just going to address it. In the chat lately for the last few months, Gerald and Joe have been going at it. And I hope that ends now, though I don't think it's going to. And I know both sides are, just talking smack. And you know what I mean? They really came up when Gerald starts pushing the issue, not of the science, but he gets it personal. And that's what happened there. And it was wrong to do, but it didn't stop there. And it's leaked over to me as well. So we'll talk about it, but I need to tell everybody something real quick. The reason that we stopped doing the Fringe Think Tank together, and it was Ben, me, and Gerald. And here's what happened. I'll just tell you the flat out truth for what it is. Okay. Gerald just went AWOL one day. He just basically stopped. He ghosted me. And on the live stream, on the channel, and personally, I think I got to 50 emails, loaded up his email. I called his wife, got to talk to him, and then he came on for a couple shows and then took off again. For whatever reason that happened, and the fact that you didn't do the show, not a problem. I respect the fact that you didn't want to do the show again. Don't know why. Still don't know why to this day. Okay, it happened. That's the way it is. Okay. Ben went his own way. He started to do political stuff, and it was, not the kind of political stuff I think anybody wants to be associated with it. And I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you. He's, Marxism, communism, whatever. I'm not into it. I went over and asked him several times personally, hey, start a new show with it, do something. We're just trying to do the science here. Absolutely wasn't having it. Said that, everything had to do with the economy and everything else and tying it into science. I don't believe in that. So, hey, best to you. I can't do that. I will not send people to your channel for that. If he wanted to do straight science and separate it from your channel, he wasn't interested in doing that. I respect that. So he went his own way. Either way, when you decide to do your own thing, not a problem with me, guys. Like, it is what it is. I mean, if you just want to go do your own thing, you don't want to be tied to a show, I completely understand. It takes a lot to continue to do it every week. A lot of getting things put to the side, a lot of builds that can happen because you're on live. But I think it's important to the community that we do it. So I continue to do it. And that's just the fact of how it is. Now, I've never had a problem with the science part of it. You could yell at me and tell me all day long my science sucks. There's a lot of you out there who already personally have. And that's not really a problem. You know what I mean? Not a problem at all. The only thing I ask is that you be respectful and, don't take it personal, something like that. You know what I mean? Other than that, we can disagree on the science all day long. You saw Joe and I do it on Friday. Never got personal, never anything else, just disagree on the science. And dude, love the debate. And you saw 5 seconds after that, we're talking about my cat taking a poo on that show too. So not really a problem for me. But I did want to bring this up, and I just want to read a portion of it to you guys because I absolutely have to. And that way I can put it behind us and we can be done. And I don't ever want to talk about it again. So this was a message I got on the show here, and I'll just read it to you. And this is pertaining to Joe at first. It says, well, Joe, did you know the experiment Lulu was talking about, time frame on Mike's show, just so you know, is one of the most well-known experiments in the scientific community. When you corrected Lulu saying maybe you should, sounded like you knew it. And you knew what you're talking about. Awesome. How you have been in this community for 1 year and you're the most expert. Well, that's just condescending in itself. And I think Gerald knows that. Okay. This is to you, Nathan and Joe. Okay. Loves the 3 hours of you guys just putting and shitting on anyone who uses batteries, LED capacitors, and experiments to show something of value. How you guys are the only ones with over unity or ball lightning. As well, if you do, you do not have what we have. You have nothing. Your words, not mine. Now I know why you guys stopped answering my emails. Now we're going to stop right there. Okay. And I'm just going to say this. Okay. As far as all that goes, we did a show on over unity on Friday. And if you're going to show over unity, at some point the battery has to come out of the experiment. I thought it was just a discussion. Okay. You go back and forth in this community, you have a discussion with people, ask their opinions on it, and we all have our own. Okay. And I asked the question very clearly, do we need to show it? Why would we have it in there? Is it acceptable to have it in there? I thought it was a great debate, man, on what it was. And everybody in the comment section just was going along. And if you watch the show properly, then you had no problem with the discussion of it. And I think that was the point. I think this is a little out of context for what was going on. Okay. So I'll take it that way. But look, let's all face it. The one thing that anybody gets discouraged about is if you say, hey, I have over unity and you have batteries in your system. One, if you do, identify why. Is it a chemical process? Is there something that it needs to be in there? Can you show that it'll run without it? Hey, those are all cool things, man. That's not a problem. It wasn't a problem to have the battery in the system. It's getting people's eyes opened up to the fact of, hey, why is it there? And do you need it in there? And how do you show over unity if you have it in there? Okay. I don't have a problem if you have it in there. Okay. Do what you got to do, but explain it and do a good job of it. Okay. That's it. Open a debate. Not a problem. If you think, hey, you're in left field on this one, then just tell me that. That's okay. Joe tells me I'm in left field half the time I talk anyway. So look, I'm okay with that portion of it. Whatever. That's just is what it is. Okay. So let's get back to it a little bit. We'll put this back up. Okay. All right. So here's the part that I have trouble with. Now I know why you stop answering my emails, ghosted me, and all those other platforms. I guess you were telling the truth when you said to me in a Zoom call. By the way, I never used Zoom, not with Gerald, and that you were going to do whatever it takes to say whatever bullshit to get yourself to the top and destroy anyone who gets in your way. I guess I got in your way, Nathan. Okay, we'll stop right there. So, look, I think everybody knows what happened here. He walked out on the show. It wasn't in the opposite way. I never ghosted the guy. Still don't have a problem with the guy personally. Okay. I never took anything personally. That is a flat out fucking lie. Okay. Just a flat out lie. Why would I say anything to get to the top? Let me just explain this. If I wanted to get to the top, it would be very easy. I would simply open a physics book and explain physics exactly how it says in the book. I would simply do the math exactly how the math was written. I would never disagree with anything in physics, and I'd be a superstar in the community. Okay. If I wanted to say anything to get to the top, there'd be a heck of a lot more easier ways to do it than the way that I'm doing it. Okay. I'd stop doing the experiments. I'd just go to the book and just read and regurgitate. Okay. I could get to the top very easily doing that. That's not me. It's not what I want to do. I simply want to show everybody how things work. Do the experiment, show the testing, be happy with that. Okay. Yeah, I get the words wrong half the time. I don't have a very proficient way of saying everything in electrical engineering. Okay. Great. But I think every common person out there who doesn't understand those things understands what I'm saying because I say it in plain English with the ability for everybody out there to be part of the show because you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay? I don't like being attacked on something that you know is a lie. You know I didn't say it. And I'll give you the quote that I told him. Okay, we were talking about his coil. We're trying to get him some publicity for it. Okay. And I told him, if I cannot bring Muhammad to the mountain, I'll bring the mountain to Muhammad. That's what I told him. Basically meaning, if we can't get you on a bunch of shows to show off your coil, then I'm going to make my show very big and you can do, all the things you want to show it. Okay. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think anybody who starts a channel would understand, hey, we all want to get to the top at some point, okay? Because we have a point of view that we want to put out there. I don't think there's a problem with that. There's no sense in hiding anything like that, okay? Everybody that's been in here in the chat and has talked to me, everybody's been congratulatory when we do well, because that means all of your voices get heard too. I think one of the things Gerald misses in this whole conversation is I put you on, man. I put every one of you who want to come on, and I let you speak your piece. I don't argue with you. I don't do gotcha garbage. Okay. I let you say whatever you want, man, because I need the message to get out that there's alternative ways for everybody to do things. Not everybody, speaks the same language when it comes to engineering. And I think that's great. Okay. I think Gerald missed that point. So we'll just read a little bit more. Let's see. And no, by the way, Gerald, you did not get in my way. Not in any way possible. It says I crapped on Bob Greenyer, which I didn't. I thanked him for coming on the show last week and speaking with us and giving us his insights, by the way. I shit on Bedini, apparently, Einstein and space-time. It's because I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it. I just don't agree with it. There's a difference, okay? You can talk the talk and all the keywords, which is a lie in itself because we all know I can't. But you throw out the science that created those words and you say you have the answers to how things work, okay? Which I have quite a few answers, but not all of them. But anyone you ask your questions about holes in your theory, you attack them. And that's a flat out lie. A lot of people tell me that I'm wrong. And honestly, I look into it. I think a lot of anyone who's questioned me on this stuff knows the old man does look into it, get back to you. Okay. You called everyone on YouTube who uses batteries, capacitors, and LEDs experiments. Let's see. I'm sorry, I got lost there for a second. LEDs experiments, a charlatan and a grifter. Okay. I didn't do that. That wasn't the conversation we had. Okay. Don't care if you use any one of those. I simply pointed out that there's certain things that go on in coils. That means LEDs are useless as a measure of how your device is doing. But we'll get back to that later. But Nathan, buddy, you are selling Tesla coils, which are not Tesla coils, which I 100% agree with you. I pointed out several shows ago they're Rodin coils, okay? ZBS drivers, Cat Banks, and Ian's Bob Irish made, the Cat Bank that Bob Irish made, which Ian did make it, okay? Which, by the way, is a design of Master Evos, which I've never denied, okay? None of what you created or designed, okay? Well, I designed all the STLs for my Tesla coil. It's about as far as any one of us can get because they're standard design. As far as the Cat Bank, you're right. Master Evo designed it, and Ian built it for us. No question, no problems, no problem giving credit, okay? Official definition of aggressor: a person who swindles, you means deception or fraud. I do not sell anything. I do not have membership. This is Gerald talking, okay? I do not have a Patreon. I do not create, and I create what I experiment with. I wonder who is the real gift rifter here, okay? I guess those who cannot do make fun of those who can. I really hope that I am wrong, okay? And it goes on talking about Matthew Rife, just so the last video, whatever. Okay, I missed something. Great. Okay. So let's just understand this real quick. Master Evo did design the Cat Bank. Bob Irish did build it, and he sent us all one, and I thank him for that. There's been no deception here from any of us. A lot of people want to participate in building coils. So they wanted my coils, and several people in the chat had said, hey, sell us one so we can do the experiments you do. I absolutely did. But I didn't just stop there. I made my STLs available for free so you can 3D print anything that I build so that you can build it yourself. There's several people out there who have taken them, built their own coils, and have produced the results that I have. One of the things you do in all of this is you want everybody to get it. So you want everybody to be able to do the experiments just like you do them. No messing around, no cheap tricks, no hiding behind anything. This is what it is. This is how you do it. I'm going to build it with you. I'm going to solder point to solder point so we don't get lost. And I'll give you every bit of information. I've never held back any of the circuitry that I use. I have never held back on how I design my coils. I make videos about how to make this stuff. There's no grifting in that. Okay? I do make money on Tesla coils. That's absolutely right. And I've always said, and I always will say, it goes into the money for the show. I flat out buy more parts. Okay, my bill over at Amazon is humongous because I keep building and buying stuff and building more stuff so that we can do a show here on YouTube and all have fun in the show. Okay? That's a flat out fact. I don't ever take credit for all this stuff. I know that, and I said it many times, I have invented nothing new. I've just simply done some things that Tesla has done and shown you. That's it. Many of you heard me say it. That's the way it is. Never going to sit up here and say I'm the greatest inventor in the world. I do not patent stuff for a reason because it's not mine to patent. Okay? I just show you how it works. The fact that Gerald doesn't take any money for his show, not a problem. Okay. The fact that he doesn't get paid for anything he does, not a problem. The fact that he does all his own experiments, still don't have a problem. I think it's great. He's getting upset at the fact that he believes he has over unity in his coil. And I simply challenge him to show more. He has sat for the last several years telling everybody, oh, I'm going to come up with this thing on this presentation and I'm going to show it. I'm going to come up with a presentation, I'm going to show it. And he leads people on. And then when it comes to show, things always go wrong. There's never a clear-cut answer. We did this twice now. We went through the first time, and after he gave an absolutely beautiful presentation of his coil. I thought it was one of the greatest presentations I've seen. I wish he did more of it. You know what I mean? All the credit in the world to him for it. But here we are asking more questions, and he's saying he's got more, which is great, but show it. I had no problem showing mine, water experiments, everything else that's going on. I show it to you, good, bad, or ugly. And look, I fail a lot. You guys have seen my experiments, man. I suck some days. Some days I just suck. And I know he shows that stuff too, so it really bothers me having to say this. But don't go around telling people you got a bunch of stuff if you can't show it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay, if you got to patent it for your family or something like that, by all means, do it. Take care of your family. I don't have a problem with it. Okay, but also if you're going down that road, man, put yourself some safeties in place. And I know, you know, we had a conversation with this, and I get told quite a bit, hey, I have safety things in place from other people, so I'm okay to talk about it, and that's fine. If that's a decision you made, man, absolutely, I have no problem with it, and you can say anything you want. Okay. But don't go around telling people you're going to build coils, send them out to other people to verify them, and then never show it. Wait 2 years and show nothing. Say there's spectacular things that goes on in there and show nothing. When it comes to present to people to get on their shows to do things, you're showing the same old things. I didn't do Rodin coil or geometry coil for a long time. And I'll tell you why. And I didn't do it because Ben and Gerald did it. They did their side of it. I left it alone. Doesn't mean I didn't do it on my own time to figure out things on my own schedule, but I didn't show it on YouTube. I showed a couple of windings here or there of coils that look pretty. You know what I mean? Things like that. But I don't go around, raining on their parade for anything. Okay? And I had a lot of personal trouble, man. It's been months. Gerald left the show at the beginning of the year. Here we are, almost 10 months in, or 9 months at least. And I still struggle with the idea of building these things and showing, what they do. And it's not because the science is hard, because the science is straightforward. It's pretty easy to test everything. It's not very difficult. You'll find the anomalies in the system right away. You'll find the good and the bad and the ugly. Okay? At this point, man, I don't feel bad for doing them now. And I'm not doing that to put it in somebody's face like you think. It's simply, I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I don't like, oh, I'll show you this later. I'll do this later. Fuck it, man. Those things don't work for me. Okay? We do a show to bring the truth out on what these things do. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Whether you like it or not, that's what it's going to do. It's going to pass or fail on its own. Now, I'll absolutely listen to criticism and say, okay, add this or don't add this, and I will get back to you. I've done that many times when I'm in the building phase of talking to people back and forth on what it is to do. No problems here. Okay? There's always a better way to do things. A lot of people in the chat have given me a lot of great ideas over the years on how to fix things, and I've done it. I just say this in closing, man. Don't put words in my mouth that I didn't say. Everything that I do on this channel proves out one thing about me, and it's very clear. Okay. I do things for the community, I do things for the greater good, regardless of what it means to anything else. But don't you dare ever put a word in my fucking mouth that I didn't say. Okay. Be very clear about that. Other than that, I'm going to do everything for this community to show you the truth. Okay. That's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. I'm going to tell you that right now, because there's things in there they don't want you to see. Fuck it. It is what it is, right? You want to get to the truth? You want the answers? You're going to get the answers. Good, bad, and ugly, man. It's just the way that it is. If there's anything spectacular in those coils, I'll find it. I found them all in the Tesla coil. I'll find them in the geometry coil, which I found a lot already. I'll find them in the Rodin coil, and I'll show you. Why? Because that's what this community is supposed to be. I'll let anybody come on here and promote their own channel or say their own piece on anything they have in their experimentation, because that's the right way to do it. We don't play gotcha here. I don't go for that. I'm just not that person. I'll stand behind you, try to understand you on your terms. I just want to clear that up, guys. So we ended the Fringe think tank for those simple reasons. Ben went on to talk about politics, and I can't promote that on the show, and it's because you can't go around talking about Marxism and communism as a good thing, and I'm not good with it. Gerald decided to leave the show. That was his decision. I did not ghost him. He ghosted me. That is an absolute fact. Okay, he went his own way, and I respect that. I'll tell you this right now, Gerald. You had the opportunity to speak to me on Friday. We sat in the same chat together in silence for a few seconds. Okay, and you left. We then went on Mike's show and had the opportunity for you to get it off your chest then. You left. You have the opportunity right now to do it. I do not play games with people like that, and you do not put words in my mouth. Oh, man. Sad. Sad. Anyway, I think it sucks, man. I think it just sucks. It is what it is, man. You have proof of everything you said. You said that I'll do anything to get to the top. That anybody who gets in my way, I'm going to steamroll them. Oh, what else was it? Let's just read it since you're here. Now I know why you stopped answering my emails. That's a fucking lie. Okay? 100% lie. You ghosted me, buddy. You said that I ghosted you. Going to all those other platforms telling the truth when you, okay, said on some Zoom call, which we use StreamYard, and you know that. That's what you did, buddy. Okay? That's what you did. You don't get to tell me that that's what I did, because that's what you did. I have the emails. Okay? I have all the ones that I sent you with no response. I didn't leave the show. I've been doing the show for a long time. I come on every week, same times, do the same thing. You left this show and you ghosted me. Those are facts. Okay? You want to deny the science or have disputes about the science? I'm welcome to it. Okay? Not a problem there. Never has been a problem, never will be a problem. Okay? Did I say I was going to do anything to get to the top? Obviously not. I would have done it already. I could go out and quote physics all day and get to the top. I don't. I take the hard road. I build things and I show things. What I said, Gerald, and I'll make this very fucking clear to you. Okay? If I can't bring Muhammad to the mountain, I'll bring the mountain to Muhammad. I told you that. We're talking about your coil system and getting it out to the public. That is an absolute quote that I said to you. I'm not going to fucking do anything I personally can. Okay? And no, I don't do dangerous, stupid shit. Okay? I don't shit on people like that. I have plenty of opportunities to say things and I don't. You're off in left field, man. Off in left field. I even a week ago asked you to have a personal conversation with me instead of going back and forth on stuff, man, and you freaking didn't want to either. You can say anything you want, man. Go ahead, take your side, do whatever. Okay? The facts are the facts, dude. Okay? Just sucks. I'll be personally honest with you, man. Gerald and I were real good friends. And then one day he just ghosted me. That's it. That's what happened. Now he's talking shit. I know why he's talking shit, because when somebody goes to build your stuff, it's put up or shut up time. You could come on at any time and clear it up. I don't think you will. Apparently, you can't listen either. Wasn't a slick singing show. Let's be honest with the truth there. I can make LEDs light all day. You get two different coils put together, you can make LEDs light all day because there's a radiation factor that goes on in them and makes the stuff AC, which then turns on the LEDs, which lights up a massive amount of numbers. That's a fact. You can have 2,000 volts. If you don't have any amps, you don't have anything yet. You have to convert it back. That's a fact. My Tesla coil puts out a crap load of volts. It doesn't put out a lot of amps. There's a conversion that has to happen back. You could have simply just come on and said, hey, look, that's what the battery's for. Let's do the conversion factor, and that's it. I had no problem with that. Matter of fact, we talked about that on the show. If you were to listen, we said flat out, you could do that, yeah. But you have to explain why it's there. The whole point of the show is, why don't people outside of the community understand what's going on? It's for a very simple reason. Because they see a battery in the system and they think, oh, you're full of shit. You have to be able to communicate why that's not the case. You have to be able to communicate more than what's going on. That's fairly simple to understand. That's not shit slinging. That is simply, hey, this is why what's going on is happening. Here's the related factors, and here are what has to happen. There's other ways to do it. Could have done all that. I do know what's going on because I've already created all of it. That's the problem. We're all going to get a big wake-up call at some point. The things I show on my coils, dude, anybody can do, and I encourage people to do them. I even tell you how to do it. I don't even hold any secret back. If I say there's something anomalous going on in there, I'm telling you the truth. Okay? Whatever, dude. I'm not going to argue with you anymore, Gerald. Look, don't put fucking words in my mouth anymore, and don't you ever, ever come out and say I ghosted you again. You know it was a lie. You know absolutely it was a fucking lie, and don't you spread that shit about me. Oh, you showed me the water trick. We basically had a dick measuring contest. Okay, we sat right there on my channel and said who had the guts to fucking do it. Okay, who had the guts to put their hands in the water with the electricity. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, there wasn't I told you this or I told you that. Okay, you got the guts to do it. I did it. Then the next couple of days you did it as well. That's what happened. Okay, that's the water experiment. That's it. Okay, whatever. Just fucking done, dude. Go your own way, do your own thing. Happy life. Fucking hope you do everything in your life and it works out well for you. I have no ill feelings towards you whatsoever, dude. It is what it is at this point, man, and I'm not gonna play around anymore. Okay? I'm not gonna sit here either, by the way, and let you sit there in the comments and talk shit on Joe on a personal level. He doesn't care if you talk shit on the science, okay? You know what I mean? But on a personal level, he does. When you start calling the village idiot and you start getting personal with it, man, you fucking cross the line and you know it. Okay? You absolutely fucking crossed the line. Okay? You did it, no one else. Okay? That's just the way that it is. Whatever. All right, man. We have a show to do. Okay? Sorry, guys. Just getting it out there for what it is. Probably the last fucking time I'll talk about it. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay. See, you may not know this, but all those things, man, that they get cut, they get pasted, they get held, and we all see them. Okay. You did. You did. You said, I 100% agree with you. You are the village idiot or whatever Joe puts on his moniker on there. You know what I mean? And you did it. Okay. You fucking did it. Okay. Yeah, you did it. You can't get around that, bro. That's why he was mad. Joe doesn't get mad if you argue with the science. I argue with him every day, dude. I can say every cuss word in the world to Joe, and he won't care. He gets mad when you attack him personally. Okay? Whatever. Whatever, dude. All right. All right. You have every chance, man. Have your opportunity. Oh. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, get that out of my head, guys. Look, it's just something that needs to be cleared up, guys. That's what happened. I don't like that it happened. Okay. I don't like any part of it, but at least you know now why. And you know what I mean? You guys can all decide what you think about it or whatever. I'm done with the situation. I'm moving on. I don't need to deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay. We'll just go on to the fun science stuff, man, because that's all I care about. I know I'm not going to say every word right, and I never will. Okay. So I've already pissed off a lot of those people. And if I wanted to get to the top, man, I sure would have taken my time to learn it. Huh. You know what I mean? That's limited state, man. I'll say this: he's been a really cool guy to me, and set up my Discord and everything else. But he gave me a ration of shit once. Okay, I'll tell you a funny story. Okay, absolutely, I did not say the right words. Okay, and it's hilarious because for those of you who don't know, he's into Tesla a lot, and he's probably read every patent that Tesla's done. And he was really into the Colorado experiments and Colorado notes. And when I started saying the wrong words, oh, he lit me up one side and back down the other, man. And look, like every great person, man, we all get over it. Okay. Find a way to understand each other and move on. But it's just funny. Okay. Probably one of the greatest person to talk to when I got to talk to him one on one in Discord, man. So, it, like I said, I get a ration of shit from everybody, though. But that's just the way it happens, man. We don't say everybody's words the way they wanted to or anything like that. Oh, yeah, we do talk a lot of great, man. Like I said, dude, Limited State's awesome guy, man. I really do. I really think he's a great guy. I'll just give him an example of, you know what I mean? And he harshly took it to me. And I'll tell you this. And I love the way he did it, by the way. So just so you know this, okay? He put on line by line exactly what Tesla said and then called me out on every one of them, okay? So I got to look up everything. And in true old man fashion, I looked up everything and I found the patents and put them out there and did the voiceover, which was an English guy doing the voiceover, which probably sucked for everybody. Or the creepy voice everybody gives me shit about. Yeah. But at least I did it and I learned and I went over the patents probably 5 or 6 different times in doing that. And I did learn a lesson. And yes, I did deserve to learn it. Made me a better person for it. And I thank him for that. So now we get along like, you know what I mean? Like we talk forever. Not really a problem, brother. That's how you figure things out. Oh, somebody said space is flat. Are you serious? We got a bunch of flat earthers now? Huh. Now we're talking. Oh, that's great. Oh, right on, Limited Man. I think you're an awesome guy, my friend. He said his ex-wife was flat. Love it. Absolutely love it. Flat spacers. That's what we are. Flat spacers now. I can't go along with that, man. Come on now. Oh yeah. No, not going along with that, brother. Oh, I love it though. You know, they really, man, they get on you for that stuff. Science is all about the flat planes out in space, isn't it? He said, yeah, his penis is a flat tapeworm. That show says he likes small bodies. Dude, I love this community, man. Oh, just when you get past something serious, man, we all get to laugh and have some fun. That's what I love, bro. Yeah, you know what? I love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, guys, I don't know if you know or not. We've been talking to James over on the Traveling Fools channel, man. That thing's heating up, brother. They got some they have some cool stuff that he's doing, man. He's over there, got that. So for those who aren't informed, I'm sure you guys all are, he's got that big rod that he has in there, okay? And stainless steel, and it's got markings on the end of it, okay? And what he did was he took the AM radio to it, and he got a bunch of noise that was coming from it. He got like radio interference going on, and I think at this point, man, he needs to get himself, a radiation detector is what he really needs, and to get safe because he says he's getting a rash again for being around it again. It's turning out to be something that's more than just a rod, and it could honestly, man, it could be something that maybe a nuclear facility had or something like that where it got irradiated. It could be some kind of alien thing. At this point, we don't know. And he's been fair about saying it. He doesn't know which way it is, so he's not trying to make some big claims about it. He was just saying, hey, this is what it is. This is what I know so far, and this is what's going on. I think, honestly, it's pretty cool, man. And we've been talking to him. He's agreed to come on again on Friday to the Traveling Fools channel, man, and have me on and they're going to have me on there as well, and we're going to be talking about it. So I think that whole thing with James is starting to get somewhere, man. I don't know where it's going to lead. I want the best for his safety as a person. I hope he gets a Geiger counter and gets medically checked out in case there's anything going on there, so that it's not too bad for him, you know what I mean, no matter what. But everything we've asked him to do, he's done. And yeah, I just want to, real quick, I'm going to put this in here for you guys. This is the Traveling Fools channel, man. And it comes on late on Friday, guys. Just so you know, I go live on my channel with the with that as well. So if you're around later on after I do my regular Friday show and we do Mike's show, then we go on to the Traveling Fools show. And for me, that would mean 7:30 at night at specific standard time. So for you guys, it may be a little later. But yeah, it's a really cool thing, man. We do a lot of stuff out there. I'm also, just so you guys know, I'm gonna see if I can't go on Gutter's Pub tomorrow and speak with her a little bit, man. And she does a live show as well, and I'll put that in the chat there for her channel. And yeah, we're doing some good work, man. We're asking him good questions, stuff like that. We probably need some more questions. So, you know what I mean? We'll keep it going with him and see where it goes and keep doing the segment when it first comes on. Yeah. I honestly, I hope that just in the end of it, no matter what it turns out to be, that he stays safe. Yeah. Yeah. Dude. It's fun over there, man. A lot of people laughing, having a good time. You know what I mean? It's late in the day, and we're all kind of giggly and have a little fun on the channel, man. Get some serious notes in there with James and stuff like that, and what's going on and the progress of his stuff. And then Fools is over there. He takes care of everything on getting a cool show together, man. Intro and that show is beautiful, dude. Every time, man. Yeah. Those shows are awesome. So, in the Gutter's Pub, man, we go over there and, you know what I mean, talk a little bit and see what's going on. I think they're covering the Portland, you know, stuff that's going on there when they sent the troops in, see what happens. So, we got protests and stuff. So, we'll be talking some smack on that. And that should be on Tuesday. That should be tomorrow night. So, I'm going to try to get over there and get on that channel and speak with her. Dude, just good stuff, man. Good people. So, I really enjoy the fact that they asked me to come on and asked me back. And Joe went on there last week, man, and had some good times over there too. Yeah, so just so you guys know, man, there's a lot of stuff being broadcast out there for the channel. So we're trying to grow a little bit. Hopefully we will. So, yeah, Bernie's going to go over there with me on Friday. And, dude, we were doing trivia last night. Okay, look, they have a trivia night show, and I was on there last night watching the football game, and I tuned over and watched their trivia night. Let me just tell you, I suck at trivia. Okay, I absolutely suck at trivia. Okay, there's no question whatsoever. Okay, I think I got everything like 2 right on every show, and there's like I think 14 you can get right or something like that. But it's not always my fault, okay? Sometimes they distract you on some of the stuff, okay? So let me just show you. So we're over there doing trivia and answering the questions, and they put the hot chick in the background, man. And we're trying to do the trivia, and I'm watching the hot chick in the background on the video there. Here, I'll play it for a second, man.
I've been watching those videos of, you know, taking Shawnee back,
Anyway,
you know, the different foods. What was the one? Oh, God, what are they called?
Enjoyed myself, dude. Everybody get over there and have a good time with them on that.
In the box.
Dude, I couldn't answer half these questions. I'll be honest
Have you
with
watched
you, man.
any of those guys?
I knew a few, but I didn't know many more than
I
that.
didn't see no candy.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
one with the candles.
kind
I
of
forget
distracting.
the name.
Okay.
Good and Plenty. Yes, Good and Plenty, Maven.
Oh,
That was
Marv
funny.
loves this.
Anyway, yeah, they do the trivia every Sunday night. By the way, if you're interested, yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, man. So, yeah, that was pretty fun, man. I enjoyed myself doing the trivia over there. So Bernie was over there doing the trivia with me. I think he got as many right as I did. I don't know if he was quite distracted that way. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I don't think the trivia was super hard. Just I don't think my mind was into it, man. So yeah, no, all good, man. All good fun, man. They do a good job over there. All right, man. So let's get on with some stuff there, and let's see. Dennis had some stuff. Let's see. Find it right here. Find the channel. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Using a magnifying glass to focus one way or energy. All right, hold on. You see, that's a big magnifying glass, by the way. Hold on a second. Let me slow this down. Let's just take a look. Oh man, half inch thick. That thing has to be what, 4 inches, maybe 4.5 in diameter. Look at that. That's a beautiful green color, by the way. Huh. So he's getting it to light up pretty good there. Okay, let's see what it looks like when he takes it off. So not in the center of it, which I wouldn't expect it to be, but on the outside of it, it lights up. But on this one, he has it right over the center. So yeah, it's distributing it evenly. It looks like, if that's what you were trying to say. Yeah, 6 inches, man. Wow, that's a big lens, man. Getting a lot of trouble with anthills with that thing. Look at that. Yeah, I think that center in that coil is a dead zone, by the way, just so you know. Huh. Yeah, Dennis, that's a bifilar, right? I think I see a different color underneath. Let me just check real quick. We got red underneath and we got speaker wires on top. So it looks like he has 2 coils. I don't know if both of them are active. He says a speaker wire bifilar. Nice. 3-inch, 1/8-inch spacer made from TPU. Okay. So it's not a coil, it's just TPU under there. There we go. Dead fish, good job, brother. Got the manifold off. A little bit of easy out action. Got it done. Managed to a 3D printer plate. Nice. Dude, that's awesome. Totally awesome. Let's go back real quick. And we'll take a look, man. I remember this one. Man, that's a lot of energy going into that. So I'm just going to remove that for a second. I got to ask you, Dennis, did you get that thing to create the ball lightning yet? I know you got a lot of different attempts on there. Did you get it to form yet? Oh, you're on AC then, right there. Did you get the ball lightning to form? So far, no. Did you put it in DC or are you still in AC on the thing? Yeah, that I agree with you there, man. Yeah, EMF can be affected by optical in the new information for me. Yeah, I agree with you there. 30 volts is enough to create the rev, by the way. Just so you know, you don't have to go any more than that. As a matter of fact, the first one I ever created was about 17 volts, and then you can bring it back down to about 8 to 10 volts, and it would stay. But yeah, if you put it in, I mean, you just use the clay and put a little bit of water underneath, not too much because it'll boil the water and have the wrong effect. You want just a little bit under there so it tunnels. And once you get it to tunnel, man, you're good to go. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Can you get that arc to tunnel a little bit? And you'll see it on the surface get red. And then after it gets red, man, it'll start to tunnel a little bit. And it'll start working its magic. And you'll start to see it forming a little. And it takes a few minutes, and then boom, it automatically hits, and you get to form the wraps. So, yeah, you don't need massive power for that one in DC at any time. Yeah, resonant cavitation. Yeah. Well, it's basically what you got. I mean, I try to tell that to everybody. It's all the same thing, man. The environmental condition changes it to look different. That's really what it is. And I won't lie to you about that, man. It's all created the same way. It's all an anode cathode relationship. I don't care if you're talking about the sky and the earth, it's still the same way. So, yeah, Joe's in there. He says the same thing. It takes a while to make the channel. Yeah, you got to let it go. Sometimes, man, it takes about 30 minutes if you're on the wrong frequency or something to form the channel right away. If you're at the right frequency, man, it burrows through within seconds. So frequency is a big part of what's going on in the equation. And it just has to do with how it likes to be formed and what's going on with your anode and cathode, if they match, don't match, things like that. But yeah, if you leave it on long enough, it'll burrow through. You saw an old guy with I'm sorry, let me re-say this. I saw an old video of a British guy doing EEMF work with reflectors and glass that gave me the idea. Right on, man. Dude, that's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. Somebody does it, repeat it. Awesome, brother. I love that. If you find the video or something, by all means, pass it on, man. We'll play it and see what he did. Maybe we can pick out a few extra things together. You know what I mean? Yeah, get all the way through. It takes time. That's right. We saw that. I didn't receive your email, Pete. Send me another one, man. I actually was looking for it because you said you were going to come out and visit. So by all means, send me another one, man. What's going on, John? John's got a lot of good information on this kind of stuff, man. Did you ever get your crystal cell battery up and working yet? I was just kind of curious about that. I remember we talked about it several times. I didn't know, and you sent updates on it. I just didn't know if you got it done yet. As far as what you wanted to do to it anyway. Will do. Right on, brother. Right on. Let's see, match quartz at 32,678 hertz. Okay. Interesting. We'll give that a try. Is that for any quartz out there? Does it matter what kind? Smoky quartz, regular quartz, or is that just a general starting area? You hear that there's another comment behind 3i Atlas. That's absolutely true. There was another one, and it's coming in close to Blink Earth and Venus. We're not super close, but enough where you won't like it. And then I believe there's a couple smaller ones out there as well. We were watching on the Traveling Fools channel, man. He had a little diagram of how it was working, and there are a lot of them out there. We're getting quite a bit going on right now. Yeah, that's something I think we're going to have to do another show on and go in depth on it. And I'll put together some clips for some research on that because that's going to affect all of us here pretty soon because it's going to happen here in the next month. The star in the jar video. Something tells me you've never seen one of those. I made one of those. Hold on. Give me a second. I don't know what's going on, man. It's taking a minute for my Facebook to load, so I'll get to it in a minute, Joe. Got it. Waiting on the workstation to be set up. Cool. Let's see, formulas for the carbons and electrolytes. When you get it set up, man, let me know, and we'll do hook up and do a show, and you can show it. Yeah, send me another one, man. I'll look. I'll double check my spam folder. Yeah, like you said. Let's see. There are 5 comments with Atlas. The other are local comments. There you go. I'll be honest with you, man. Sean lives in Chicago, man. I'd like to meet Sean in person as well, but flying to Chicago right now is not really in the cards. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. We're being hit with CME from the sun, ATM, and interference with the communications usually. Right on, brother. Let's see. Okay, I'll have to check that out, man. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff heading our way right now. Give me a second. It still hasn't loaded. All right. Give me 1 second, Joe. Find where that. Oh, fun cut and paste. Come on. All right, Joe. I got no luck, brother. I got no luck. I even copied what you said, and it won't pull up my Facebook right now. So we'll have to wait on it. What's going on, Paul? Yeah, I know Joe was showing a star in the jar, man. And he was showing it to everybody. It was pretty cool, man. Yeah. Those things they put in there, and then they positive and center, a negative on the outside ring, and then it pulls the plasma from it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely things heading our way. I agree with you there, man. Yeah, I like I said before, I think they predicted them, man. I think they were all predicted to come through our solar system at the same time on the calendar all the time, man. I think this is what the whole Day of the Dead was leading up to, because when they had that was the day you got to spot the Oumuamua thing coming through. So yeah, we finally are getting hit with everything they were probably warning us about. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, everywhere they were looking at the moon, they're looking at the stars, they're looking at the sun, they looked at solar eclipses, and then now we're having, kind of a lot of visitors coming to the solar system, man. So, it seems like they prophesized that it was coming, and they probably knew, which is very interesting in itself, which means that we're in a repeating pattern of something. So, because I don't know that they were in spaceships doing that, but anything could be said for it. Anyway, man, I think that's pretty cool. Asteroid mining, here we come. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, man. Hey, if we got the ships out there, man, that'd make a good industry. I'll tell you what, there'd be people out there working on this stuff all the time. Oh, I might do that, dude. I mean, look, think about it. If it gets you bring by Mars and you can do a flyover of Mars and check out Mars and stuff, but then go to the asteroid belt and go out there and mine a little bit, I think all of us might bust up some rocks, man. I think we'd all be good with that. You know, hard labor, get it done, spaceships. You know what I mean? If they just give us some cool lasers or something, you know what I mean? Some phasers to start shooting gallery. Well, maybe on our off time, but that'd be cool. I think a lot of people sign up for that. Yeah. Elwood, man. It'd be hard to mine them. Oh, well, yeah, these ones are moving pretty fast. That's why I said the asteroid belt. Those aren't moving so fast. But oh yeah, if they blow up, man, if they get close to Mars and blow up, or smash into Mars, yeah, we get some exotic metals, man, which would be good because we're planning to go to Mars. You know what I mean? So we're already heading there anyway. Now we get some extra stuff. I mean, hey, I'm all in for that, man. I'm all in for that, just like you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I like it too, man. Infinite fuel. Yeah, could be. I just want them to stay away from our moon, man. I don't need them messing with that stuff, no matter what it is. Oh, they say we've landed on one. Are they high? I think we landed on a comet once, to be honest with you. Is what they said. And it wasn't one of these ones by any means. But they said they landed on something, got some data. I remember watching that. Yeah. Well, okay, so check this out. I was watching a show, and I don't know how true this is, so I'll just throw it out there for people. We actually, in the 50s, along with Russia, going into the Cold War, we nuked space 6 times. They nuked space at least that many times. And what did it do? It added a bunch of radiation to the Van Allen belt. Isn't that a pain in the butt? Now I'll throw this out there. Okay, a lot of out there in the chat, and me personally think we didn't make it to the moon. For those who did, think that we got there. Okay, there could be a case made that we screwed up the ability to get there by adding a bunch of radiation to the Van Allen belt. So, I mean, there can be that case made. And that's pretty bad because that stuff doesn't just go away. It's staying, it's holding it in, it's holding the radiation in. And that would mean that it would be much worse than it was back in the day when they didn't do stupid stuff like that. But it was pretty interesting, the case to be made to see how much more radiation that they could get in those belts. And that's a bad thing. Okay, so if they said they don't know how to get past it, could have just meant that, hey, I'm not saying the quiet part out loud, that, hey, we screwed up and nuked space, which is a pretty crappy thing to have to admit to, but they did it. Oh, there you go. Maybe the 3i Atlas is a big chunk of element 115. Oh, man. Bob Lazar would be so happy. Nice. Yeah, we done messed up on that one, Joe. That's for sure. Yeah, get Preston there with solar winds and stuff, man. I mean, it's a bad situation when you get in radiation. You got to think of how long it's going to stay there in a half-life. They probably thought, hey, get out there, nuke it, dissipate things like that. But it started messing with the Earth. And you want to get into what all it caused. There's probably a lot of things that it caused. I said that it dropped stuff all over the Earth. It was bad material. I don't know if it's radioactive or not. Definitely bad material. Come all over the Earth, man. And it's going to have a lot of consequences, all because some jerk off in the military wanted to do this like a dumbass and didn't think of the greater consequences to our planet. Isn't that fitting? Yeah, and you wonder why we don't want them on the moon with bases, because these incompetent fucks just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. They'd be like, well, we're on the moon, we got a nuke, let's just blow it up. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it blows up the moon, it's not a problem. It only crashes into the Earth and kills everybody. But let's do it anyway because we're the military. Yeah. Those dumb fucks, don't ever give them the keys to your fucking car. Yeah. No, thank you. I mean, seriously? Yeah. No. Never. They just like to blow things up. That's what they do. That's what they do for a living. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be in the military. I'm saying that that's what they do. I mean, it's like saying, I'm not upset with that. It's just don't nuke everything. Those are bad things to do. You know what I mean? Go blow some bombs up or something. You know what I mean? Somewhere else. You go to Mars, you start using it as a shooting range for normal bombs. I'm not going to complain one bit. Okay? Stay away from the moon. Okay? And don't nuke Mars. Please. Please don't do that. Oh, my God. I know they have plans for it. Well, let's just see what happens. Maybe we can get the water to come up. It may be irradiated where we can't use it at all for freaking 50 years, but let's just do it anyway. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Some of these people, man. Yeah. It's bad. Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't like any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Just stay away from those things. Keep us safe. That's your job. So thank you for what you will. Hey, I'm not against something blowing up, man. I'd be the first one if we were going out shooting a tank. Okay, if we were like tank warfare out there, you know what I mean. You wanted me to get in the tank and start shooting off some rounds. Let me tell you, on that shooting range, you better watch out because the old man's going to be throwing some bullets in there, man. Big old tank ammo in there, man. No problem. I had no problem doing that. That'd be fun. Okay. That'd be a kick-ass day. Oh yeah. I think any one of us would get in there, man, and start rolling some tanks. That'd be awesome. I don't mind doing the hard work there. Time Machine was a documentary. Yes, it was. They had a movie out with Time Machine in it too. That was pretty good. I like that one. I like that one with the insect. Oh man, remember the guy from the 7-Up commercial, man? His eyes got real big. He did that one with the insects out there, and it had that little yellow smiley face was the symbol on the movie. Dude, that guy was great in that movie. When the bug got in his spacesuit and they had to get it out, man. Dude, I laughed my butt off, man. That was one of the best things. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was an absolutely hilarious part in the movie. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Something about evolution or whatever. Yeah, it was a great movie. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, I like that guy, man. He was funny. Oh man, not The Fly though. That wasn't it. That was different. That was oh man, who's that guy? He does commercials for hotels or motels now. Jeff Goldblum, is that right? It was. That's who's in The Fly. Let's see. It was really funny. They called Atlas acting funny. Yeah, well, they've never seen a comet. Yeah, you're right. They never have. It's a huge object going through our solar system. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna quantify everything in that thing, man. It's a learning experience. I hope it stays together though, man. I'll be honest with you. I hope it doesn't get shredded and then start flying everywhere. I hope it goes peacefully out and makes no problems. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got a bunch of eyes on it, man. I just like the fact that some guy came out. Okay, one of their scientists came out and said, could be aliens. I just love it, dude. Whether he's right or wrong, I absolutely love it. Okay. Just come out and say it. Say it what we all want to hear, man. That some alien's gonna slow down and land on Mars and like, what the fuck happened to the planet? You know what I mean? That'd be awesome as hell, right? I think we'll all be watching for that. Dude. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. But unfortunately, I don't think he's right. But it would be cool. Dude, the X-Files was a really good show. I was watching that a couple days ago with my son. Scully and Mulder. Yeah, that was a good one, man. Yeah, we don't want one that kills the dinosaurs, man, because we're living here now. We don't need that. Yeah, it could be shredded by the sun. You're right, but it could also cause problems in the sun. And we got to remember mass. You're throwing mass at the sun. That's not good, no matter how big the sun is. You know what I mean? Although Jupiter did swallow up, what was it? Something Levy or whatever it was. Those asteroids that came in, it swallowed those things up like they were nothing, man. So maybe it won't do anything. Shoemaker Levy, I think it was something like that. You got some. It's coming through with some double D's. If only we were so lucky. Oh, there you go. Shoemaker Levy. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that was pretty cool to see that, man. Yeah, there you go. X-Files is old school, man. The guy in the back always smoking. Like you know what I mean? Like he's the guy from Project Blue Book or something sitting in the back, like taking it all in. Yeah. I love that show, man. Yeah, hit Jupiter? Absolutely it did. Oh man. Yeah, what a rack on those ones, huh? It'd be like might be like a Spaceballs movie, man, if they showed that. Or what was the other one? Was it Naked Gun or something like that where they were talking about that? Oh no, it was hold on. It was one of those spoof shows, man. Austin Powers or something like that. Oh, yeah, it was Austin Powers. Where they show the boobs coming across the screen, or the other one where it was a giant penis that's coming across the screen, man. Oh, that was hilarious. Classic. Let's see, they have 80 worldwide generals meeting Tuesday for the first time ever. Comments have anything for the time in history. 80 worldwide generals are meeting. Nice. Well, they get their chance to blow something up if it comes too close. They'll be blowing something up if it's a big rack. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, be on autopilot. There you go. Oh man. Original unsolved mysteries, yeah. Some of those are pretty really good, man. You look back on them. Big Lebowski. I remember that one. Huh. Bosom Bombs. Kind of like the Bosom Buddies back in the 80s when you watch that show. Huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what's going on, man. It's got to be tripping out things. I mean, think about it. This is one of the small ones coming through the solar system. What happens when a big one comes through? Because this is something that to us is really big, right? But there's things the size of moons that could be coming out there. What they say, this is half the size of Manhattan as they know it. That's pretty big, man. I mean, we don't need something like that coming across here. I mean, that's way bigger, you know what I mean, than some of the things out there. It would really smack the living daylights out of our planet, something, like that. Yeah, no thank you, man. That'd be extinction level stuff for us. Especially, if it's solid, if it, some of it could break up in the atmosphere, cause a lot of problems, be bad. But if it's solid, man, hits the earth, it's like 10 times worse than a rail gun, man. It would annihilate things quickly. Oh, let's see. All right. By the way, guys, sorry, just looking real quick. Sean's working on getting a step down from the Tesla coil to regular power. And he wrote up a circuit this morning and sent it to Joe and I. And it's kind of like my AC flyback, a little bit different. He's got some capacitors in there, and then it's got a full bridge rectifier because it comes out in AC, and we got to flip it back to DC. I'm really interesting to try it. So I'll buy the caps that he says to buy, and then we'll put it together. I want to see if it's going to work. I when I did the AC flyback to the Tesla coil, I was really shocked at the fact that I got voltage and amperage out of it. And I like the fact that it goes through a soft iron core in that AC flyback to do it. And it just means that we're getting a pulse through it, which AC DC pulse, it just shows up as a pulse on a magnetic coil winding, which is awesome. Then if we can flatten out that pulse a little bit, you know what I mean, through a capacitor, throw it into a bridge rectifier, then flatten out that thing as well after that and smooth out the signal, we might get a clean DC signal we can start running motors on. That's going to be awesome. That's going to save a whole giant headache of which capacitors to buy or anything like that, because it matches what we do in the high voltage that comes into our home. Think about it. We have big high voltage lines. We go into these little things on the top that go like this, little circular things on the very top. We see them as white. They sit on the very top. And they go through that. Then they go down to the bucket that we see sitting there, right? And inside the bucket, they have a transformer. And the transformer goes in and creates a magnetic field in the metal that goes on in there, the soft iron core that it has. Then once it goes there, it switches to regular AC voltage. What was encouraging about the AC flyback in the same respect is that it was doing the same thing. It went in and saturated the core metal, and then it was able to make an AC signal out of it and gave voltage and amperage, which means that as soon as we heated up the core and gave it a pulse, we got some kind of a amperage out of it. That was encouraging, man. And I'm hoping that's kind of what Sean was gonna put his little diagram together on and do the step down there. And I'm hoping that's what it was, because to be honest with you, I think it's the right way to go. And we're going to have to put it in mineral oil, because when I did it, I still had some breakout of plasma outside of the winding that came out AC. And that could be some loss. So we'll probably have to clean that up with some mineral oil and hold in that energy, which is really cool, because it's not like we're breaking, giant rules here or going out of the ordinary. We're just doing what the power company already did in learning how to step down voltage. And it's something we've seen over the internet everywhere. But this is super high frequency from a Tesla coil. Nobody's really done it. And it's exciting to just do it. And there might be somebody out there who's already perfected it. Don't get me wrong. But it's exciting to do it and show it. You know what I mean? Because it may not be useful to anybody. They go, why don't you just go over and turn on your, DC power supply and just run it that way? Well, I understand that. But what if you're, changing stuff in systems? Maybe you need it to convert back. I think that's what's awesome. That's what we really need to do. So I'm all for that, man. All for that. Yeah. By the way, my neighbor brought over a sandwich yesterday. Paul did. It's like this long, man. Just stick around, okay? And he goes, okay, I bet you and Joe couldn't eat that thing, one each. And I said, well, Joe would have to make his own. You know what I mean? He's in New York. You're not really shipping a sandwich out there. And then I'd make one and see if you can eat it all. Now, I'll be honest with you, man. I can eat a lot. So there might be a 75% chance I make it all the way through that thing, man. So especially if I'm hungry that day. And then Paul says, no way. Paul just says, no, Nathan, I don't think you're going to do it. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. We'll set it up. I'll get a picture from Paul or something, and we'll take a look at the sandwich. I think he sent it to my Facebook, and then I'll get with Joe and see what he says, man. We'll just do a contest or something like that on it, man. Yeah, dude, I love things like that. What's going on, Gather's Pub, man? I was telling people tomorrow you're doing a show. I'm gonna stop in and say hi and do the cast with you if you want me on there. I'll send an email right after the show. Be some fun times. Yeah, that trivia night yesterday, man, got me. I suck at trivia. I really do. I was on there hoping for every kind of funny joke there was on there, man. Very bad at that. And I went back and watched Clint Eastwood. It was just the way he said it was, man. Go ahead and make my day. And then that was it. Absolutely right. So I watched the clip, though, man. That was old school memories right there. Okay. He's in there getting coffee, and the waitress puts a lot of sugar in his coffee, like a massive amount of sugar. And he walks out, and it just sucked. So he walked in the back door and came in there, and then a bunch of people were robbing the place, and he shot them all with his Smith & Wesson. You remember that? Yeah, that was old school, man. Only do music trivia? Well, they had some music on there, man. Remember one about Motown was on there? Some of the other ones I didn't. Something about Elvis was on there. Presidents Born in Hospitals, man. Got me. Yeah. Right on, man. Yeah, everybody check it out, man. I'll let you guys know, man. Once we figure out timing and everything, I'll leave it on the post on the channel thing for you guys. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really awesome because it seems like useless power once you get it built, and then it's like, what do you do with it, right? I'm there with you, Papa Bale. And then I'll be honest with you, man. In what Joel does with Don Smith's experiments, it's going to make so much easier of a time understanding everything going into Don Smith, because now you can look at it as, okay, is he getting extra energy out of it? Is there a conversion factor that takes high coils, coils with no core in them, and then how do we convert that back? You know what I mean? It makes a big difference for a lot of experiments that goes on. So I'm really excited about that, to be honest with you. I think that's awesome. Yeah, Carter was the first president born in a hospital. Like, really? I couldn't believe that. Carter, that's like 80s, man. That's how the hell did they all do that? Not being in a hospital. I thought it would be the other way around. Which one was, not born in a hospital? And then I'd be like, all right, okay, but born in the hospital? Okay, you got me there. Didn't know. And who was it on there? Reagan was on there. Oh my God, they had the guy that was in World War II, who was the general that became the president. I think Eisenhower. Somebody else was on there. I just totally blew my mind. Yeah, not very good at trivia. I suck at it. Huh. Can I see the link? Well, let's see. That is the guy with the one wire. I'm not sure what we're talking about here, John. I don't see any link, to be honest with you. If you got a link, send it to my email. I'll open up my email real quick. Okay, hang on. No, don't have anything there. Okay. I'll have to look at it in a few minutes then. What do you say? Midwives were better? I don't know where that came from. Yeah, there you go. Phase inversion to stack, man. Yeah. Awesome, brother. Tell you more about rock music and leaders than presidents. I think a lot of people are that way, man. He sent me. Okay, there it is, John. Give me 1 second. Click YouTube.
Hey everybody, today I want to demonstrate again my one-wire power transmission. This time I will show you a practical application of this system. Here you can see my schematic. This time I will use 2 ignition coils, one as a transmitter and the other one as a receiver. On the transmitter side, I will have here a switching unit. It consists of frequency generator and a MOSFET, and will be powered by a variable voltage power supply. On the receiver side, I have here ignition coil, and one of the terminal will be connected to an insulated plate hanging on the air, and both terminals are connected to a bridge rectifier, and on this DC side, I have here a capacitor, 10 microfarad capacitor, and then I have here a laptop power supply, and we will see if we can power a laptop with this system or not. Okay.
All right. Well, that seemed pretty straightforward. That didn't seem too bad. We're not using ignition coils, but Tesla coils. They're close to the same thing when you tear them apart. So I see the connection. Let me just throw up real quick. So Sean's pretty much got the same thing. So he's got the coil, and then comes in, hits a capacitor, goes out, gets to the full bridge, and then capacitors and the LED. So, I mean, we're not looking any different on the circuit. The plastic sheet value is vague. Yeah, I saw that too. And I also saw like a plate that somebody used when they did theirs. And I think they were looking to see if they couldn't get the value you need in a how do I say, in the transformer frame itself, because you need it to make that saturation in order to give it a heavier magnetic field. So let me explain. When you use an open core, the magnetic field's very low. It just is. And it's primarily voltage that goes on in it. So what you need is something kind of a soft iron or a ferrite core in order to expand the magnetic field. That field itself, when you create that, is the pushback, okay? It's what gives it the ability to hold the amount of energy to flow in one direction and won't allow it to push back onto your coil system. So you need something like that core to get saturated, create a big enough magnetic field so that you get a push, right? So that it's able to continuously put things out and not push back into the system on the other parts. So, yeah, you really need something in there with a core. And every time that I've tried without a core, it's failed. And it pushes back onto a coil system. It doesn't have a whole lot of amperage value to it. As long as that core is saturated, okay, with magnetism, you're going to get a good amperage value. Okay, that's kind of the trick there. You need a saturated core to get that high amp value to come out. And I'm not talking super high. We're talking 1 or 2 amps. Not anything spectacular, but that's what's needed. And if you have an open core, it doesn't give you that. So that's why I was looking at the transfer back and how they actually did it. Yeah, I agree with you. All the details were there, and it's all the same thing. Whether you go, yeah, I'm there with you guys. Okay, I wanted to make sure I told everybody else, because most people don't take ignition coils and tear them apart or look at them taken apart. Maybe they will now, but it's the same basic concept. I think honestly, when you look at it, the cool thing to me is we're now looking at a coil setup to bring it in, which is exactly what they told us for years to do. We're taking capacitance, we're putting it in between it, we're straightening out some of the AC voltage, although I don't know if it needs it at that point, but there was a lot of things on the meter that were blipping. So maybe it does need it right there. The full bridge rectifier, absolutely needed it to get back to DC. Then we run, where we want. I don't know that the LED needs to be in there unless, say it's an LED as a diode, the diode LED going into the motor. So you have your you have your you have your load on it. That's what the word I'm looking for, load. You have your load on it, so it's able to push the load. So, and not go back on one of the sides. So yeah, that's absolutely probably what we're looking at here. Yeah, less losses. Well, I agree with that. Just had some bomb nachos. Oh, yeah, make us all want some nachos now. Oh, I tell you what, man, I had some nachos done like old school, like Mexican cooking nachos like a couple days ago. They were the bomb, man. You know what I mean? You get in there, there's a little bit of fat left on the meat, and it just was rendered down all the way. God, it was like, biting into heaven. Sorry. Got me going on food there, Papa Bale. P for P before NP, and you get NPN, PNP. Okay, sorry. Transistor setup in N at the NP, and you got NPN set up. Okay. Let's see. LED in NP junction allows for AC and DC flow and allows directional diode like bias. There you go. Makes more sense. Okay. 20 AWG is the closest thing they all have to cores. Yeah, see, my AC flyback has that ferrite core, which is, by the way, why I used it in what I was doing, because it was so easy. It was easy to convert. It was easy to show the value. It was easy to show, hey, there's a transformation going on here. I bet you if I put diodes in there, I can get that sucker to smooth out and run a motor. What's going on, Traveling Fools Channels, man? What's up, brother? We were talking about you earlier and how I sucked at trivia last night. Absolutely not good at all. But I had fun playing, man. It was a real good adventure on there, man. You guys should check that out. Oh, man. Right on, man. Yeah, let me give me a second here. Drop that out there for you guys again. In case you guys didn't do it earlier. This Gutters Pub right there, the link for it. And then here you go. This one right here is for the Traveling Fools channel, man. I encourage you guys to watch them, man. Like I said, we're doing James coming up on Friday. Crypto's going to be there with me, man. It's going to be a fun show. So, yeah. And then tomorrow I'm going to get with Gutters and see if I can't do that show with her, man. Covering, I think, Portland or something like that. Epic, man. Love it. Let's see. Faraday's good for high frequency. That's absolutely correct. But steel out of magnetic, the type of steel is very important. It has to be soft iron. Tesla said very soft steel was needed. Yeah. So the reason I went with ferrite in this case, because normally the energy company went with soft iron, is that we didn't have a very high push in the flow. So I wanted to make sure the core was saturated, so I didn't go to a soft iron. But I absolutely agree with what you're saying there. I read the same thing. I want to do both, but we don't have a whole lot of step-down transformers for high frequency to a low frequency on that soft iron side. So we'll have to get some made. We'll have to make our own, basically, is what it's going to be. Most of them are just going, you know what I mean, from conventional voltage, which are around 240 volts down to 110, something like that. They don't have something that goes, hey, you got 16,000 volts or something, and let's step it down for you. They don't give those things away. And if they do, they're in ferrite. If they show anything like that on your circuit board or anything at high frequency, they're always in ferrite. So that was kind of the thought process there. Yeah, the core does the conversion because of the magnetic field. Exactly. I 100% agree with that. So that's what I was getting at the whole time, by the way, when we were talking about some of this stuff. we're looking at what the difference is between a Tesla coil and an AC flyback. It's the core. Tesla coil and a bipolar coil has no core. It's an open core, right? We all know that. But when you want to go to an AC flyback, all you got to do is take that same Tesla coil, put a ferrite core in it, and now you have an AC flyback, right? There's no difference really in what you're doing. It's just as simple as, did it have a core or not a core? And they do different things when you put different things to them. The environmental condition change. And all the rest of the components are the same. We can still use a ZVS to turn it on, and we can use a Slayer exciter circuit to turn it on. Either way, it's going to work. And they've shown that throughout everything. There's no big complication here. I think one of the things I want to do for you guys, if you guys can understand it, is take that complication out of your brain. It's like, oh my God, they said this circuit for this circuit for that. But really, we can run the same circuit, and all we have to know is which part to switch. And if we switch that one part, then we're good to go, man. We don't have to mess around at all. So you could take the same driving circuit and run 5 different experiments on it, and it's all good. You know what I mean? That's the point here. The circuitry is not really changing a whole lot in what we're doing. Sometimes it's one component different. That's it. That's the difference between a bipolar Tesla coil versus a AC flyback, is that core. And that is crazy to think about when you first come into this whole thing. You just don't realize that. And now that, hopefully you guys understand that, it's like, wow, you know what? We can convert a whole lot faster now. Now, man, we're going to make this whole subject matter way easy. You know what I mean? That's going to help everybody out a lot in the community, man. It's really going to step up everybody's understanding of this whole thing. And if we get the conversion back and we do that, hey, maybe the next generation comes out with something better than us, but we're the ones that laid the foundation for it, man. That's what's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Energy versus temp. But see, that's the whole thing where you need the mineral oil, because the mineral oil holds it in. It won't allow that heat to come out of it. And it won't allow the breakout of high frequency voltage to come out of it, right? You get that purple plasma that comes out of the line that squeaks right through the shielding of the wire. Well, all that gets contained inside that mineral oil and won't allow it to burst out. So now we get a more efficient conversion because we don't have that open air loss. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Quartz for all, love it. Man, you got to get a little frequency generator, man, and get a little piezo buzzer and then connect it to it. And then just connect the piezo to the quartz itself and see what happens, man. Run through the frequencies. You might find one there that vibrates the living daylights out of that quartz. Then you really see what it could do. Put it in some water so that the energy can be pulled out easily. Once you find that it starts moving the quartz around, put in some water and then just take your wires, put them in the water and pull the energy out that way. Dude, you're going to be happy with that. Right on, brother. Hey, if you want to come on Wednesday, man, we can work something out, brother, and you can show everything. I know, dude, last time we were with you, you had some cool stuff going on, man, throughout the whole house, and you got your pipes and everything working for you in the ground. If you want to come back and share, man, absolutely. I'll leave, Wednesday open. As long as Sean's not going to show up, man, I don't know if he is or not. If he doesn't, man, I'll leave it open for you. And if not, we'll do Friday with Joe, and we'll go through it, man, because we all love looking at that stuff. So just out there, if you want to, man, it's yours. Just send me an email. Let's see. Tesla used arrows capacitance from a whole plasma with layers between the air plates. Let's see, and completed the circuit, but didn't really. So you're saying that he used basically two plates to create the plasmoid? That's kind of like what we're doing in the RAV, to be very honest with you. There's not much difference there. We have to find a way to get the amplification of the frequency up high enough to expand the RAV, basically to a level that gets it out to a ball lightning. And right now, we're not at that. Wednesday's not good. Well, let me know when you can come on, man. We'll have you on there, and we'll take a look and see what you got going on, man. Much appreciated, though. And let's see, inductive capacitor, and yes, holding the plasmoid. Like a diode. See, that clay gives you the diode in what we're doing now. Let's see. The diode back to the source. So what Joe was having some trouble with was he was getting back pressure on his power source. And we noticed it's coming in from the RAV. And it happened to me as well. Not to the degree it was happening to Joe. Joe was getting a lot of it where it really affected his power source. So there's got to be a way to break that. And that's one of the things we're looking at. We got to break that that barrier there and pull the power out of it in a different way. I think honestly, a switch from a cathode to a cap bank, it would be a super cool thing, man. You can go from it giving anything to the circuit to pulling it out at that point, and that might be a key factor in what we're doing, man. Love the beard, man. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it, man. Long, fluffy, old man style. Nice. Let's see, need a diode. Well, see, I think that's the thing. The clay is going to be the diode. I know that may not make a lot of sense, but the way it builds out the little cavern in there, I think it's going to work as a diode. I think, in my personal opinion, it's going to come through the anode, go through the RAV, and then pull it down and through to the cap bank. As long as we put some kind of a draw, like a light bulb or something over there to yank it through, or a load or something on it, even if the load's not active, it'll pull it through to the cap bank. So, you know what I mean? If we want to do that, I think that's worth exploring. You know what I mean? Throw out a couple of experiments like that and see what we get. It may be completely wrong, but you know what I mean? If it does anything, it'd be great in figuring out how to get the energy out of there quickly. Yeah, I made a circuit go poof several times in a row, by the way, which is really bad. You need a vacuum diode? Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. Well, give it a shot with what we got, right? And then see what it does. It might surprise us. It might even be, if we can get in glass, one of those spark gaps that you could put in glass, and they do that, that might be good too. Paul, thank you very much, brother. You gifted an Old Man Bill's membership. Thank you very much for doing that, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. You got something flying here. Okay, this thing was just flying randomly. It was actually flowing path for small airports. Interesting. Try the whole high voltage bulbs. So I have a couple. I'll give them a shot. Yeah, I agree. It's interesting, man. Got some interesting stuff going on now. I'll be honest with you guys. It comes at a good time. I mean, we've all wanted to convert it back, and I know Mike has his method for his pulse motor. And I also know that Papa Bale does as well, but I don't think that they're quite high a frequency is what we're into with the Tesla coil. I think they're a normal conversion frequency that they would deal with in, say, a generator going to a normal system. So the conversion's a little easier. I think it's a little bit different on a Tesla coil because the frequency's so high. You know what I mean? That I think it takes a lot more to bring it back down. So there's a little, you know what I mean? It's harder to pull it into caps when the frequency's so high. And it takes so long to build back into them. But man, it's you know what I mean? It's a little bit easier when you get it into a conversion like this. Yeah. You know, I got a solar panel right now. I got one. My wife had those little things out in the yard with the solar panels for the lights, and they go into a battery. So she said one was, misbehaving on her or something like that, which probably just means the battery's dying. And she let me take it. And I'm going to use the solar panel of that, put it next to the RAV, and see if the light doesn't turn on in the circuit. So, yeah, I think that's going to be awesome, man. We could check that RAV out, see what kind of light it's putting off, and if it gives us energy. Dude, if it goes into some kind of solar energy, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? Another way to pull out the energy. Yeah, see, Papa Bell says it's different. The energy is different. Yeah. It's just important to know, man. We can change that high frequency. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I started looking through YouTube to find stuff, it's very difficult to find anything like that. So I think anything we can do in that field to help people would be great. Photon lights are different. Well, there you go. No, I don't disagree with you, man. But it's worth the test, right? I mean, absolutely worth the test. No harm in it. Didn't cost us a lot of money, and we can find out right away. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm surprised sometimes, man, when I put things to my Tesla coil and they light up. And, if I put a second Tesla coil inside of them, what happens if I can put an AC flyback to two Tesla coils, one inside of the other, and then I can start another Tesla coil next to it. The whole thing changes over to a like a high voltage capacitor in itself, and it comes out really awesome. And great sparks coming out of it. I like the fact that we could do this stuff, man, and just test it instead of just saying, hey, they're different. I agree that they're different, but yeah, test everything. Dude, your eyes, you get free LASIK next to this thing. Let me tell you that right now. Yeah, I honestly, absolutely believe you, man. You said solar does work. Okay. Well, we got some good encouragement there then, man. Absolutely give that a try. Speed of light. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I really didn't give any credence to it until I saw the black light coming out of the RAV, and it was pure black light and looked like a black silt, but there was nothing there when you turned off the experiment. So I never really gave any credence to the speed of light until I saw that, and I just started to wonder, maybe they have something more there that they're not telling us, or it's they predicted it and now we're seeing it. I don't know, but I'm giving some more thought to that one and kind of may have to reverse my position on what I thought about it, because it freaked me out, man, when I started seeing black light out there. You know what I mean? We're building this thing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to relook at it. Yeah, Dyson sphere. Oh, that's never going to happen. Let's see. Somehow they convert quartz to plasma. What if you can get it started in the process, man? You can pull out all the energy you want from those things of quartz. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, it's kind of freaky, isn't it? When you saw that, Not normal, that's for sure. Let's see, you mix it all together, you get black. But that's you're probably right. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It just it when you see all the darkness out there, you know what I mean, in space, you go, well, why is it dark? And then this kind of answers that question a little bit of like, is there dark energy out there between the planets? And then you see this, and you see the fact that it's building something that is not a sun, but it resembles something like it, and the fact that it just puts out energy. And then it's dark all around it, right? And you wonder why. And then you see this, and you go, okay, there might be a correlation there. Let's look into it a little more. And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. That's really interesting. I never thought about it that way. I never could see it that way in my head, but now I saw the experiment do it. I can go for it now. Focus on the sun, mostly green. Yeah, oh, it was, Joe. Definitely was. Yeah. The energy is absorbed. It was, oh man, it came out like soot. Huh. Black light in the hole. Got a hole. Huh. Oh. Nice. Yeah, it was ghost light, that's for sure. Definitely there. There you go, ether. Yeah, well, anything that gets us closer, man, to that ether, absolutely. Oh, let's see. As dark out there because space does not radiate itself, the ether helps the radiant events propagate. Just interesting. Let's see. The plasmons are popping into the reality from another dimension, coming right through the void. Well, that's a possibility, man. They haven't ruled it out. I've seen that. They still keep putting out papers that we're in a big black hole. So I don't even know about that. So we'll see. See where it all leads. Sure, there's something interesting and some kind of correlation with everything. I don't think it's a black hole necessarily. Maybe something similar, though. Not in the way they describe them, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, let's see. He said like Hawking radiation. Ooh. We'll have to pull that definition up and see what they're talking about there and see if it matches. That's a good call. We'll have to look at that. Let's see, or the radiation of charge obtaining in a gravitational field. Well, there's definitely a field around the rev when we do it. I'll be honest with you. There's definitely one there. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys, man. There's a lot more to be looked into here. I think we're just barely scratching the surface on it, to be honest with you. And while we're be getting close to doing protocols on stuff, I think we're going to need to blast that out through a couple more resonant frequencies somewhere. You know what I mean? Build some outrageous coils, bipolar, and see what it said. You know what I mean? See what they do if they grow. If we can relate the frequency to growth on one side or the other, higher or lower, that'd be pretty cool. Because then we could build even bigger ones and see what they do. So, yeah. Yeah, Joe has been saying it. Well, Joe, you say a lot of stuff. But yes, he has been saying it. I 100% agree. Oh, let's see. Nice. Sorry, I was reading. There were spheres of plasma in that Parker solar probe. CME footage, pretty cool. Nice. I have to go to your channel after the show and see what we got going on there, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I think this whole 3-eye atlas thing, we'll get back to that real quick. It's going to be one of those things, man, that I don't think it's going to be over. once this one's gone. Just so we're all clear, and this is my 2 cents, not proven in any way. I think we're at the beginning of this thing, and we're going to see a couple more. I could be wrong, could be clear forever after this. It just doesn't feel that way, at least in my gut, and that's all I'm going on. No evidence whatsoever. I just think we're hitting a phase where we're going to see a lot more. So, yeah, I may consider moving out of California. You know what I mean? Don't want to be near the coast when some of those things come through, but we'll see where it goes, guys. I think it's just interesting all in itself, and I just crossing my finger and pray it doesn't get crazy and hit Mars and throw stuff our way. If it hits Mars and just stays there, I think it'd be cool, but don't throw anything our way. Oh, Joe, you're a great person, man. But yes, he did tell me about that stuff. There's no question. Oh, we all talk a lot though. That's what makes it fun. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Throw a watch party. We're all stuffing down hot dogs for why our civilization's blowing up in front of us. Oh, I love it. Yeah, pass the beers out, man. Here it comes. Oh, love it, Dennis. Absolutely love it. Oh, she said, how many midwives are needed? Huh. Oh, man. All right, guys. It's been over 2 hours, guys. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for sticking in there while I kind of got some stuff off my chest, man, earlier in the show. I appreciate that. Sorry for kind of letting it all out there. It's just kind of something that needed to happen, man. I really enjoy this community, man. I appreciate every last one of you in the chat, man, and all the cool things we talk about. I think it's really awesome, man, and I'm looking forward to all the cool stuff we have coming up. And, man, hopefully you guys all get something cool out of the show. I also want to thank Paul, man. He gifted an Old Man Builds membership. Thank you very much, man. It's pretty awesome of you to do that. With that said, guys, have yourself a great night. Drink a lot of beer and have some fun, man.
The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.